Don't want to do that, George. Kill one and the rest won't stop until they've torn you to pieces.
So how you want to play this thing?
Henry Cavill, the man of many faces, is gearing up for some big roles. Tarzan, Highlander, and as many of you know, the Warhammer 40,000 movie. You might be wondering how one guy can fit into so many franchises. Well, he's done it before, and now he's moving forward without the Superman cape this time. Now, an unexpected rumor has popped up. Henry Cavill as Tarzan. So let's poke a hole in that rumor with what we know so far. As always, take this with a grain of salt. Without further ado, let's dive in. Let's start with who is behind this rumor. When it comes to Henry Cavill rebooting Tarzan, it's none other than Sony Pictures. Following Warner Brothers' failed attempts at rebooting the franchise, Sony has now picked up the rights to bring Tarzan back to the big screen. First created by the prolific author Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan is the orphan son of a British lord and lady who was marooned on the coast of Angola and raised in the African jungle by a tribe of great apes. Over the years, Tarzan's story has been adapted countless times for film and television, starting with the 1918 silent film Tarzan of the Apes, and even inspiring Disney's animated adaptation in 1999. Back in 2016, Warner Brothers was the last major studio to attempt to reinvigorate the Tarzan franchise, with Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts director David Yates at the helm. While Yates' The Legend of Tarzan featured an all-star cast including Alexander Skarsgård, Margot Robbie, Christoph Waltz, and Samuel L. Jackson, the studio reportedly lost an estimated $40 million on the film, and it was heavily criticized by reviewers. Warner Brothers had hoped the film would spawn a sequel, but those plans were quickly shelved after The Legend of Tarzan's disappointing release. Now, with Sony at the wheel and rumors of Henry Cavill donning the loincloth, the question is whether this new attempt can finally give Tarzan the reboot he deserves. So, let's dive deeper into what we know and see if there's any truth to these rumors. If we think about it, Henry Cavill can make the Tarzan reboot more intriguing. For starters, Cavill brings a unique blend of physicality and charisma to his roles, which is essential for a character like Tarzan. Known for his roles in Man of Steel, The Witcher, and Mission Impossible Fallout, Cavill has proven he can handle intense action scenes and complex characters. His portrayal of Tarzan could bring a fresh, modern take on the jungle hero, balancing the primal and the sophisticated sides of the character. Cavill's involvement could also attract a wider audience. His established fan base from his work in the DC Universe and other franchises could draw viewers who might not have been interested in a Tarzan film otherwise. This could give the movie a strong box office boost right from the start. Additionally, Cavill's dedication to his roles is well known. He often immerses himself fully in his characters, bringing a depth and authenticity that can make even the most fantastical stories feel grounded and real. For Tarzan, this could mean a more nuanced and layered portrayal, exploring not just his physical prowess, but also his emotional journey and connection to both the human world and the animal kingdom. On top of that, Cavill's versatility means he can bring humor and warmth to Tarzan, which could help modernize the character and make him more relatable to today's audiences. A Tarzan who can navigate both the jungle and human society with wit and charm could be a refreshing update to the character. With the right script and direction, Cavill's Tarzan could also delve into contemporary themes such as environmentalism and conservation, making the story relevant to today's world. This would not only honor the spirit of the original stories, but also provide a meaningful message that resonates with modern viewers. Henry Cavill's involvement in a Tarzan reboot brings the promise of a physically impressive, emotionally rich, and thoroughly modern take on the classic character. With his star power and acting chops, Cavill could help create a Tarzan movie that is both thrilling and thought-provoking. While nothing is confirmed, if Sony Pictures decides to move forward with the reboot, there's also a possibility of Tom Holland taking on a role. Holland is currently in negotiations with Sony Pictures to star in a new live-action Tarzan movie, which would be the most recent reboot since 2016's The Legend of Tarzan. According to our trusted sources, the Spider-Man actor might be the latest to portray the iconic character created by Edgar Rice Burroughs, who first appeared in print in 1912. Tom Holland is currently riding high on the success of his role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but he seems eager to diversify his roles rather than be typecast as Peter Parker. While Tom Holland as Tarzan is not exactly the role we would expect for the cherry actor, he appears to have an interest in pulp-adjacent stories of adventure. More recently, Tom Holland starred in the film adaptation of the popular video game Uncharted alongside Mark Wahlberg and Antonio Banderas, portraying the young fortune hunter Nathan Drake. The movie draws heavily from the cinematic adventures of Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones, which itself is an extended homage to the pulp movie serials from the 1930s and 40s. During that same period, movie serials featuring Tarzan, the so-called King of the Jungle, were immensely popular, so you can see the parallel we're drawing here. Having Tom Holland on board could bring a fresh and youthful energy to the Tarzan reboot. His experience with action-packed roles and his ability to convey a sense of wonder and adventure would be assets in bringing a new take on the jungle hero. Additionally, Holland's strong fan base could help attract a younger audience to the film, further boosting its appeal and box office potential. With both Henry Cavill and Tom Holland rumored for roles, the potential for a dynamic and exciting Tarzan reboot is high. Sony Pictures could create a compelling and modern adaptation that honors the legacy of the character while introducing him to a new generation of fans. As for what we know about the Highlander reboot movie and the Warhammer 40,000 movie, the original 1986 Highlander is a sci-fi fantasy about a Celtic warrior, part of an ancient immortal race that has battled each other for centuries. The battle only ends when one is left alive, and the movie is most famous for the quote, "There can be only one." The original film sparked a long-running franchise. Though many of the sequels were direct-to-video releases, Highlander had 3 sequels and even an animated movie. If the reboot is made with a big budget and Cavill as the lead Celtic warrior, it could become a blockbuster hit with huge franchise potential. The development timeline for Cavill's Highlander reboot dates back 10 years, but there's been more movement recently. Chad Stahelski, who directed all 4 John Wick movies, is attached to direct. Given Stahelski's expertise in world building and unique fight choreography, he's the perfect director to helm Cavill's Highlander reboot. Cavill has been attached to the project since 2021, but there's still no release date. However, with John Wick Chapter 4 now behind him, there's space in Stahelski's schedule to focus on this project. As for Warhammer 40,000, it's a miniature war game developed by Games Workshop, where players enact battles with miniature models of warriors and vehicles on a tabletop battlefield. The Warhammer 40,000 world is set in the distant future, where human civilization has become stagnant and is tormented by aliens and supernatural creatures. The game's fictional setting has been expanded through countless official novels, giving it immense lore. Given how expansive the tabletop game is, it has the potential to become one of the biggest movie franchises. The universe could even connect to the Warhammer Fantasy series, an earlier game also developed by Games Workshop. Cavill's total investment in the source material of his projects makes him a perfect fit for Warhammer 40,000. It's no surprise that Vertigo Entertainment made Cavill a producer. A Cavill-starring Warhammer 40,000 TV show is in development with Amazon Studios. Along with starring in the first movie of the upcoming franchise, Cavill will also serve as an executive producer and work on building a Warhammer 40,000 universe. Vertigo and Cavill acquired the rights before taking it to Amazon. After the creative conflicts Cavill had with Netflix over The Witcher, having creative input in the Warhammer 40,000 series is undoubtedly a relief for the actor. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.